guys, what's up? Today I'm gonna be talking about this awesome integration I made between Coreflux and ROSE. It's very easy and very simple steps that we'll be doing over here just to show you a simple integration and really effective. We'll be using two different brokers, one public on cloud broker in order to receive the data that we want to use, and the other one will be used just to install the MySQL connector, our own asset. So we can start by clicking right over here in Download Hub. You can access this by entering coreflux.org/downloads, and after you download it, you can open up the executable, and this is what you'll have in your Coreflux hub. First of all, make sure you're already logged into your Coreflux account, because if you're not, you won't be able to see which assets you have available for you. The next thing is access the broker that we want to install. This broker is running in my laptop locally. I'll access it in order to install the MySQL asset. Now that we accessed our broker, you can click right over here in this plus button to add an asset and look for the MySQL MQTT asset. You'll be clicking right over here in install, and if you don't have one, you can always buy a new one. Now, after that our asset is installed, we can click right in this three dots button in order to start the configuration. But before that, I just wanted to show you what we're getting in this public broker. Since it's a public broker, we really don't know who's using it, but we do have a nice topic that we can use the data from it. It's this one, Acme, and it shows different cities simulating machines which contain this kind of information like temperature zones, injection unit status, things like that. And I already made a table within a database that will replicate this kind of fields into columns, as you can see. And this is the values and fields that we'll be handling. Now, let's go back to our Coreflux hub, and you can click right over here to open the configuration. Now, since we're handling a public broker, we don't need that many credentials. We only need the port, which is 1883. And also the address. And it would be cool if we inserted also a client ID. That really doesn't matter. It's just a way to specify which is the client of this section that you're running with your broker. And we can move forward to adding the credentials for the database connection. Since it's a private database, I won't be showing you the credentials for it. Sorry. But yeah, I'll give you guys a help. In here, the first one, you can put the address for the database. It could be the IP address. It could be just the address. It really doesn't matter. The server port from it. Also, the name of the database that will be working, the username, password, and the query timeout in seconds can be 10. It really doesn't matter. So save your configuration and let's move forward to the tags. Now, here on the tags, we can start by adding the name for this tag. I'll be using insert_machine_4 just to have a way of organizing things and specifying your tags. It's not really that important. The kind of route that we're using, we'll be using one, and publish, we can use this too. The publish cycle can be set as 1 second per cycle. If you guys don't understand what these fields mean, you can always access docs.coreflux.org, and read what we have in there. That it's a really good documentation, and you'll be explained what these things mean. Now, what really matters, the topic that we'll be acting. What we want to is to this asset subscribe to this specific topic, Acme / in this case it's London /4, and that's what we have in here. So what will happen is the asset will always insert a new role on the database when this topic is updated with a new payload. And let's move forward with this. Now, the feedback topic can also be Acme /feedback. It really doesn't matter. Now, what really matters is the query that we'll build in order to achieve what we want to. Now, as you can see in here, I'm specifying which values we want to get from that payload. And this is how we're breaking down the payload to get the correct value from the correct field. So as you can see, we have some big field over here like this one. And what's happening here is that we're breaking down the JSON to access the correct object. As you can see, we have the status data, and inside that we have an injection unit status. Inside the injection unit status, we have the cushion volume. So what we do here is break down into parts. As you can see, we're accessing it by using value.json.status_data dot injection unit status dot cushion volume, and that's how we're breaking down the JSON and accessing that correct field for getting the cushion volume. And you can do that with the other values too, since they're still inside another object. We can move forward with the output type. That 2 means it is a JSON, and the quality of service can also be set as 0. Now let's save our tag and start running it. So the next update we receive in that topic, a new role would be inserted containing the values that we're getting right over here. So let's check if something new is added. And yeah, there is. It started adding a new role based on a new payload, on an update payload in our broker. I'll just wait some seconds in order to populate a bit more this table. And when it's done, we'll start integrating this with rows. So we already have some entries over here. We can go to rows.com and create a new spreadsheet for it. The first thing that we want to do is clicking right over here in data actions and import data from MySQL. Now, we have to specify the kind of connection. That is actually the connection that's being made to access our database. In here, I'm going to use the same credentials I used in the asset, but you guys can see it. So just 1 second. And yeah, now we have the connection right over here. What we want to now is use a query to select all the entries in our table. So we'll do a select all from machine_data in our database called rows, and click here on create data table. And as you can see, it inserted the rows that we already have in here. It was missing this last one, but if we click on refresh data table, we'll be getting the one that we didn't have. And that's how you easily integrate Coreflux with rows in a very few steps in a really easy way. And that's it. Thanks for watching this. Access coreflux.org to get some more information, and also you can access confidential.coreflux.org in order to see our latest news, articles, and more things about us. Thank you very much for this. It's us, guys.